Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. This is really emotional on so many levels. This has been years, almost a decade, I believe, in the making. And I was wanting everything to be perfect because I'm a perfectionist. But the perfect time never comes when we wait for it to be ready for the perfect time. However, when the perfect time comes, we will be ready. And that is what happened this evening. And I don't even know what to say to be able to be doing this and finally be at this point when I've been procrastinating, waiting for perfection. This is perfect, and I hope that this will be a perfect evening for all of us and for all of you. So welcome everyone to the premiere episode of Blue Couch Chat. I created this as a safe place to talk about your shit. All of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the guts and the glory of colorectal cancer and other health issues and issues that we deal with as survivors or minorities or in the underserved, vulnerable communities. So, this is a safe place that is most important. It is also Blue Couch Chat because blue is a color for colorectal cancer. I love my blue family, so it's to represent that. I want y'all to be on my couch like you're at my house and we're just sitting, we're chatting, we're having an unscripted conversation and just hanging out and being real, authentic, and genuine. You don't need to censor yourself here with me. We're live. We're gonna do it gritty and dirty, and we're gonna talk the real shit because it's shitty. Cancer is shitty, and colorectal cancer is extra shitty. So we're all here about it. The gold is to represent the fact that this is also becoming a childhood cancer, and so I want to represent that as well. So I'm Shannon Lee Sin. I guess I can finally talk about me a little bit. I'm Shannon Lee Sin. I'm your host. I'm a 12-year survivor of stage 3 colon cancer. I was diagnosed at just 29 after being misdiagnosed since I was 17 when I first presented symptoms and went to my pediatrician. We'll get into that another day. Um, Unfortunately, in the past decade or 12 years of my survivorship, I've seen myself go from being considered an oddball, a rare case, nobody's heard of a 29-year-old with stage 3 colorectal cancer, to now unfortunately becoming the normal statistic for this disease. Colon cancer in the last decade since my survivorship or my diagnosis in 2011 has become the number 2 cancer killer in the world and the number 1 cancer killer of men under 50 and number 2 cancer killer of women under 50 in the US. Please, if you have any symptoms or family history, or if you're over the age of 45, get a colonoscopy. If you have symptoms at any age, or if your children do, please urge for a colonoscopy. Get them to a GI. It could save your life or theirs. Now, I'd like to introduce my bestie, my roadie, my ride or die. He and I met a year ago at Podfest, which was due to the urging of my friend, who I'm going to introduce in a few, who's our very special guest. But my very special co-host is Tim Sohn. he and I met a year ago at Podfest, and after a brief meeting and realizing that he had cancer, and me telling him that he should join Man Up to Cancer, which is a group created by my great friend Trevor Maxwell for men facing cancer, so that they can have a safe place to support each other, because men tend to not talk about their issues because they have to man up, right? And be tough. And being tough means you can't talk, you can't cry, you can't bawl it out. So Trevor created a wonderful space, and I was telling Tim about it, and Tim was like, "Oh, I'm already a member." And that's when I realized that my friend Trevor and Joe, they are doing amazing freaking things in this world and in this space. And I just have to give them a special shout out. My special guest is also a part of Man Up to Cancer, and I know it has been instrumental to him along his journey. So let me welcome Tim Sohn. I do co-host on Tim Sohn's show, Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, where we speak to people who are impacted by any cancer in any way. That show is live streamed every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So please join us. And now I get to have the host of Showing Up be my very special guest tonight, my guest co-host. So that's an honor. This is just really, really special. So let's welcome Tim to the show.
Hi, Shannon, and congratulations on your premiere episode of Blue Couch Chat. I'm so excited and so proud of you.
I have to pinch myself. I cannot believe this is freaking happening.
I can. You've been working really hard all week, and this has been a long time in the making, but it's come together really quickly. So I'm really proud of you.
What I thought I was working on for 8 years, that was taking me forever to do, I did in 1 week, because the time is now. I almost waited too late, and this almost didn't happen. So I'm just happy. It's worth all the work that we put in. So thank you, Tim. I could not have done it without you.
You're welcome. I'm always happy to help, for sure. And we should say thank you to everybody who's watching, right? Live or on the replay. And sorry if I get like too hosty over. I mean, this is your show.
No, it's our show tonight. It's all good, Tim. We're a team. We work so well together, and I trust you. That's why I have you here, because I know I need your support, because I'm new at this. So you took a lot of the anxiety and stress off of me, and I appreciate you so much for it.
Thank you. Thank you. So Cruising with Phil is here. He says, congratulations, Shannon.
Thank you.
Talk Shit with P is here.
All my sorts girl. Of
going on. Mary is here. She says, hey, had trouble connecting. You look amazing. So glad you made it, Mary. Trevor is here. All the love. He's wafting all the love to us.
Yes, I love you, Trevor. Thank you for supporting me, Trevor. I appreciate you.
Unique Brella is here. Congratulations, Shannon.
Thank you.
And yeah, the love is just, it's flowing. It's just wafting everywhere.
You already have me crying, and I don't even know where my puffs are.
Uh-oh. I got the puffs. Here you go. Here.
Thank you. If anything, I'll just ugly cry. It's okay. We're going to be real here. I'll just ugly cry with no tissues, mess up my makeup. It's all good.
Exactly. Yes. So Shannon, where should we introduce who is the first person coming on, or do you want to say anything else first?
I just want to say that I am overwhelmed with the love that I have gotten from not only my Blue family, my CRC family, who are my ride or dies. They know I love them with all my heart. But your Showing Up family, our Showing Up family, Tim. And then my newfound Podfest family, who I would not have found if it wasn't for our very special guest tonight, who has been urging me for so freaking long. I think it's like 8 years. I don't know. I have to ask him how long he's been pushing me to do this. But he got me a free ticket to Podfest last year, because he was like, Shannon, you've got to do this. You are needed. And he got me a scholarship. I went to Podfest. That's how I met you, Tim. And it changed my life. And so that's when I really said, yeah, I need to do this. I really need to do this. And then I went to Podfest again this year. I got to see my very special guest in person, which was amazing, and spend quality time with him like we're doing tonight. So our Podfest family got to spend very special quality time with our very special guest, our VIP, our greatest of all time in the CRC community. He is royalty in my book, and I think to a lot of us, whether no matter how we know him, he's just really special, and he's just truly genuine, and he just gives himself. Like, it's just freely. He just freely gives himself, and he makes impacts on people even in a single conversation. He makes lasting impacts on people. So tonight we are celebrating Lee Silverstein. When Lee said that he urged me to do a YouTube or a podcast, I said, I need you to be my first guest because you would be the reason why it happened. And I am just grateful that I made this happen before it was too late and we got to do what we planned to do. So this is huge, and I'm holding back tears. So we are going to hear from Lee, and some very special surprises are in store for him. I'm hoping he doesn't really know yet. Um, like I said, he's the reason Blue Couch Chat exists and the fire behind why this inaugural launch is even taking place, especially right now. Right now is the perfect time, and I found myself ready when I was doubting myself for so many years. He has been a dear friend to me for 10 years. Like me, he's a 12-year colon cancer survivor. He has stage 4. He's a source of inspiration and also a source of strength for me throughout our beautiful friendship. He has made a profound impact on my life and will forever be a catalyst for my survivorship, my advocacy, and my growth as a person, which is where I am now in my happy place that is totally out of my comfort zone. And it's now become the fire in my life and just the reason why I smile. So I owe it all to him, and I know he has done the same for so many others. When I think of Lee, I remember his podcast. It was originally the colon cancer podcast. I don't know how many of you go back that far and remember that, but I remember on my worst nights, my blowouts, my bag changes, the nights when I wanted to give up and I didn't feel strong anymore, and I had to ask my mom to change my bag for me because I just couldn't deal. I would listen to Lee's podcast, and his voice was a guiding voice for me in the dark storm. And his smile has been a guiding light for me since we've been friends and I met him in person. When I think of Lee, I just there's just no words. I can't even find words to try to explain what he is to me and so many others. So I'm hoping that some people can help me out. So put stuff in the chat. I need help for the description of just how immense Lee is as a person. Um, he gave me in my storm, he gave me direction, guidance, and hope for better days and the inspiration to keep on going and the strength. I don't know where I'd be without him. He will continue to be a light in my life forever and beyond, just like I love him always, forever and beyond. Part of Lee's story is that as someone who has been living with stage 4 cancer for over 12 years, as such, he learned to appreciate even the smallest gifts that life gives us every day. He also learned that he's not a statistic and that living with this dreadful disease for so many years has afforded him the privilege and responsibility to inspire, inform, and advocate for the millions of people living with or caring for someone with cancer. And I have to say, Lee did a really great job of describing Lee because that says just how selfless and how much he puts into being there for others with not expecting anything in return at all. Um, in his podcast, the colon cancer podcast, followed by what became the We Have Cancer podcast, Lee interviewed hundreds of patients, caregivers, and medical professionals as a way to provide information, inspiration, and hope to those touched by cancer. He has inspired not just me and guided not just me, but many others through the selfless work he has done and the many friendships, strong, immense friendships and bonds that he has forged over the years. Let's welcome our very special guest, our VIP, our greatest of all time, our royalty, Mr. Lee Silverstein, to the show.
Hey guys, great to see you. And Shannon, what an honor it is to be your very first guest.
We talked
It
about this
just
years
means so
ago.
much. I know. So it's great to see you both, and thanks for having me.
I am absolutely honored, Lee, to have you. Um, Absolutely honored. I know that you have a lot going on. So, can you do me a favor and tell me what made you decide to go into podcasting? Well, first tell me your story and then how that brought you to the podcast and where you are now.
Okay. I was diagnosed back in March of 2011 with stage 4 colon cancer, and was just from a routine colonoscopy, as so many people have done just like me. And I was lucky. My doctor at the age of 50 said, time to get your colonoscopy. I did not have any symptoms, and woke up from the colonoscopy to find out I was stage 4. Fast forward to recently, I've been through all of the chemos and all of the treatments that any of us who have been diagnosed with colon cancer have been through. FOLFOX, FOLFIRI, radiation, all of those things. And if you want all the intricate details, go back to my appearance on Shannon and Tim's show, Perspectives on Cancer. And you'll get all the nitty-gritty details. And then on the Friday after New Year's, I was in the hospital at the Moffitt Cancer Center, and they told me that I've pretty much exhausted all of the treatment options. So I can't say that I was surprised, because I was always proud of the fact that I was an educated patient and, knew what was going on and those kinds of things. And so where I'm going with that is that I wasn't shocked when they gave me that news. Everybody else was, my wife Linda and those who were with me, but I wasn't surprised. So I made that, when you're a podcaster, your goal is to educate or entertain, whatever it may be, your audience.
Mm-hmm.
But by default, you also learn. You learn from your guest. And I had done a number of episodes on the topic of hospice. And the big learning moment from that for me, overwhelmingly, was that people tend to wait too long to engage with hospice. They think it's something I do, a couple of weeks before, I'm near death. Right. And I learned on this, from my guess, that that's not how it works. Hospice is there to keep you comfortable, whatever that looks like, whatever that definition is. So we got the news late on a Friday, went home. That Saturday morning, I called local hospice chapter. Sunday, the intake nurse shows up at my house and completes all the paperwork and to get me started with hospice. And the next day, a nurse shows up at my door to see how I'm doing, take my vitals. And I really didn't need anything else, at the moment from them, other than the fact that I had a bandage. And I told the nurse, I think all I really need is, can you change my bandage? That's all I needed at that time. And that's what a hospice does, is as your needs change, they adjust accordingly. So when the time comes that I need more assistance to keep me comfortable or whatever it may be, they'll be there for that. I'm fortunate that I'm in no pain. I'm not on any pain medication, but I'm at home hospice. You do not have to go to a facility if you're in hospice. And I didn't feel like that was necessary at all for me, because really my symptoms are fatigue and appetite issues. That's all I'm dealing with right now. But the nurse comes once a week, and the best part is they are they become the point person for all your medical care. For example, yesterday a big package showed up at my door filled with assorted medication. I'm like, what is this? Well, hospice had all my medication listed in my profile, and they just automatically reordered any of my medication that I've been taking based on the reorder date, where previously I had to go, ask the doctor or, ask the pharmacist to submit a refill. They took that all over. So, for someone who's battling this disease and is in my position, it's really nice to have one phone call to make to take care of whatever it is you need. So that's my current status. That's where I'm at.
Well, Lee, I don't know how you manage to stay so graceful, so peaceful, so grateful, so gracious. Like, the way that you face this is absolutely inspirational, which, I mean, that's obviously to be expected from you, but you never cease to amaze me. And I never thought that we would be at this point. I always believed that you were going to just always keep kicking cancer's ass. So, and you still are. You still are by how you're facing this, because you are the winner in this all the way. And that to me is the biggest thing. You have taught me to not be afraid of my mortality and to not be afraid. I remember when I was afraid of recurrence and all of this, and you helped me to get over those fears. So
Yeah.
I just want you to know, like, you're still freaking amazing. Look at that smile. Like, you're still you. Like, I, I just love you so much.
I
And
love you too.
I'm just so grateful. So I have this burning question because I know how scared and young I was. And you were my friend. What made you decide to encourage me to do a podcast slash YouTube?
Because you had a story to tell. You had a story to tell. And the world needed to hear it from you, Shannon. We all have a story to tell. But I felt from you, it was more than you had a story to tell, but you were so passionate about it. And it was such a part of who you are that I felt that that would be a great vehicle for you to share your inspiring story, Shannon.
You know what? You have me bawling my eyes out, ugly crying. I don't have my tissues. But you mean so much to me, and that you saw that in me when I didn't see it in myself, and when I was so scared to even be on camera, and I just appreciate you for pushing me and urging me and then strong arming me last year and saying, here's a scholarship. You have no excuse. Um, I'm just so glad that we're here and you're able to see what you pushed me and encouraged me to do and how happy I am. Like, you were so spot on. You saw something in me that I didn't even know existed. And it's now my happy place going out of my comfort zone. So thank you for urging me and pushing me. And you know what? The time is right now. I get to celebrate you and tell you how amazing you are while you're still here. And most times we don't get this opportunity. So I'm so grateful. And I have so many special gifts for you tonight. I don't think you have. Do you have any idea what I have in store for you?
No, should I be scared?
No, I don't think so. I think this is going to be a night of many smiles, much love, and just showing you how amazing your impact has been, not just on me, but so many people. So, you're facing your mortality. I faced mine at a very young age, and it impacted me greatly. And it has made me special because I know how important these things are, these moments. That time I got with you at Podfest, our friendship, memories, like all of it, you know. So, what advice do you have for everyone regarding mortality? Because so many people in this world go around thinking that they're immortal, they're going to live forever, they're young, and all of us have to face it at some point.
And that's a tough one to answer, Shannon, because we're talking about something that's so incredibly personal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and because it's so personal and there's so many mitigating factors, uh, people's spirituality, those who are lean on their faith a lot, let's say,
Right.
you know, so that's something each person's going to handle differently.
Right.
So this is a question that I really can't answer. What I can tell you is my answer. And that is, because I've, you know, like you, like Tim, we stay very informed about our disease and all of that. That's the reason why the news I got wasn't a surprise because I know that I'd already been through the whole list of treatment options. So when I heard this news, how could I be surprised?
Right.
I wasn't, because I knew, you know, when your doctor starts suggesting treatment options that you've already been through once, and you're going through, well, let's see if it works again.
Right.
That usually means, this is
Yeah.
a long shot.
Yeah.
So certainly there's been lots of tears on my end and friends and family. But because this wasn't shocking news to me, that greatly impacted my reaction,
Right. Right.
and I'm at peace. I'm at peace. I'm at peace. Okay. That's the best thing I can tell you.
I think that your answer was absolutely the best answer. It was truthful, it was honest, and it was totally transparent and genuine. And that answer will inspire others because you have inspired me to not face my mortality with fear, but to be grateful for every moment that I have up until the day that I'm gone, and to live the most out of it and do the best that I can with it. And you have encouraged me to do this, which is bigger than anything I could have imagined. And Lee, this is your legacy. This is your legacy. Trevor's Man Up to Cancer podcast, you inspired him. You've inspired so many of us. Your wave is huge. That great wave, like painting, the Japanese painting, that is you and your impact on this world, Lee. It will be felt forever. And I will make sure of it, and so many other people as well, because you've impacted us, and we're going to take that and we're going to keep rolling with it. So I just want you to know that what you've done in 12 years is going to last for generations and help so many people. You did your podcast, and that's helped so many, but now in helping me and helping others to find our platforms to do what you did, that's continuing. You've created a new wave. So I have to commend you for that. And I just love you. And you are always full of so much wisdom, even when you think that it's a hard question. You answer it so beautifully and perfectly. And I know I put you on the hot seat with that one. I'm sorry.
No?
But the way that you're facing this, it's an inspiration. And I just wanted to know how you do it. And so that's why your answer is totally perfect. So I do have to give you one special message tonight that came from Stacy Hurt. She wanted to be on here, but because of her job, she couldn't be. So she's sending you, she says, I'm going to read it word for word. I'm sending Lee love and gratitude for raising awareness of colon cancer, as well as awareness of the burden that cancer caregivers bear with his We Have Cancer podcast.
Stacy's the best.
She is.
She is.
That is just the beginning of what I have in store for you tonight. So because I know that you might have to go off, depending on how you feel. So I just want to ask, before I start with your special gifts, and they're not tangible, they're way more special than anything tangible. And it's a gift of love from me and everyone that you've impacted. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Because like I said, you're always so full of wisdom and sage advice. And I mean, even in telling me to do this, you were spot on. And I had no idea that I could do this. So, especially in a week. So what wisdom, sage advice or just any words that you want to leave us with?
Really, I want to spread that message of what hospice is and what it isn't. Because I'm even hearing it from my friends, my family. You say I'm in hospice, the immediate reaction is, oh my God, I need to rush down and see him, as if I'm knocking on death's door.
Right.
And we need to change, no, not change, but educate people so that they understand what hospice is. I mean,
Right.
for example, Linda and I needed to go to the bank this morning, and it's about 30-minute drive to the bank we use. So we got in the car and we drove over there, did what we had to do, stopped and picked up a smoothie for me on the way back, you know. So my point there being is I'm in hospice, but I'm not even homebound, you
Right.
know. I
Right.
could go and run an errand or whatever. Now I have given up driving because because of the fatigue and the weakness, um, which is fine. Um, but from this podcast, I want people to truly understand what hospice is and let people know, or let the people who don't really understand what it is know what it really is, right?
Yes.
And I'm not in any pain. I'm not on any pain medication. I had a hospice visit from the doctor last week, and was listening to my heart and my lungs, and he made some sort of a comment that he doesn't usually see people with their heart and lungs in such good shape. And not only did that make me feel good, but that tells me that I made the right decision,
Mhm.
and that further validates the fact that you can have, be in a position with your health where your heart's good, your lungs are good, you're not in any pain, yet still use hospice services.
Right.
So more people need to know that,
I
truly.
I absolutely agree with you. I don't think I ever shared it with you, but my grandfather was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer a month after I was. He was 90 years old, and, he went on hospice literally the day he died. So, it was the last minute, and he was fine before that,
Yeah,
and I believe that if we had done for him what you're doing, he probably would have been able to be here a little bit longer without suffering or anything because he wasn't in pain, but they gave him morphine and, when he wasn't in pain.
yeah,
So I totally agree with your decision. And you're right. Hospice isn't the end of the line, it is there to keep you comfortable and make sure you're okay. And it's a support and it's to make things easier for you, like you said, where you have the medication come to you, you have a nurse come to you, you have a doctor come to you. It makes things easier. And so I agree that is such an important message you gave us, Lee, and such needed advice and wisdom because I think we're all afraid of the word hospice, just like we're afraid of palliative care.
yeah, yeah.
So So thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say before you get your presents?
I think we've covered it.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm not sure.
I I promise it won't hurt. Let's add the first person on. This is a person you have truly impacted. And when I reached out to him, he was like, heck yes, I'm in. No hesitations. He is a part of the wave that you have created that is going to keep moving and keep shaking things up in this world and helping people to fight this disease through advocacy and through support, especially for men. And I know he has helped you as much as you have helped him, and you have a special bond. Let's bring on Mr. Trevor.
Oh, my man.
Lee,
What up, buddy?
how are you, buddy?
Good to
Trying to
see you.
Dude, good to see you. I'm gonna say some things about your special guest tonight. But first of all, I just want to say congratulations to you, Shan.
Thank you.
And I know how much Lee's played a part of this, but you got to have that perseverance, and you got to have that belief in yourself as well. And you getting with Tim, the two of you have been a force lately, and now you're having your own show. So just congratulations. Like, it's really awesome. And Lee, you have to know, like, Shan was like running around the CRC world for this past week. Like, so you just wait for what's in store for you tonight. So next month for me will be 6 years living with stage 4 colorectal cancer. So about half of what Lee has been living with, which is just remarkable.
Mhm.
And it was 4 years ago, right around today, that Lee invited me to come on his We Have Cancer show. So this was 2020, just before the pandemic. And I was like shot out of a cannon because I had this idea around creating community for men going through cancer, and seeing how men aren't accessing supports. They're not advocating for themselves. They're not talking about it. And to see Lee Silverstein talk about it, no filters, the good, the bad, the ugly, with his guests on his podcast, was completely a revelation to me, and
Yeah.
helped me in my early parts of my disease. And just to see a man talking about it, I was like, this is a role model. And then he gets in touch with me, and he's like, I want you to come on my show. And I was like, blown away. I was like, this is like such an honor. I can't believe I'm going to get to talk to Lee on his show. And there's been plenty of times in the past 4 years where I've had lots of doubts about what I'm doing and the work, and when it gets hard, and you're just like, and Lee has been there every step of the way with steady encouragement and inspiration, and just like that calm presence, telling me I'm on the right track.
Yes.
And he knows that. I've had the great honor to do a podcast with him recently. And Lee, I wouldn't be doing this without your impact on my life. And I hear from people every week about the impact that whether my show or Man Up to Cancer is having on them. So what Shan was talking about, like that ripple effect, is absolutely real. Like, we can't do advocacy without these incredible, gracious, kind, generous mentors to show us the way. And you have shown me the way. And I just want to say thank you. And I love you. And remember that campfire, or multiple campfires we had.
Absolutely.
So after you've gone from this earth, I'm going to look for you at the next campfire.
Yes.
You got
Yes.
it, buddy. I love
Yes.
you too, Trevor.
Thank you, Lee.
And Lee, I have to tell you that I reached out to Trevor talking about wanting to start this. And he said, go for it. Do it. I want to be on your show. And I'm like, I want to have you on my show to talk about Man Up to Cancer. So he's going to be one of my future guests. So you see this ripple effect, like Tim, Trevor, like this is all because you've created that ripple, and it's affected me. That ripple has hit me so many times, and I love it. And I'm glad that I now know how to surf, so I know how to ride those waves that you've created.
And can I ask one more question real quick before I get off?
Of course.
Lee, did you get that hug from Chris Taylor for me today?
I sure did. A couple of them.
That's a darn good hugger right there. I wish I was down there in Florida
absolutely.
with you, but Chris Taylor is the next best thing. So I love you, man.
Yeah, I love you
I
too,
love
buddy.
you, Trevor. Thank you.
Thanks,
It's been
Shan.
an honor. I
Tim.
love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So that was just one of the many, Lee. The amount of people who have reached out to me to want to be a part of this, it has made it really easy to put this together for you in such a short time. I just feel that it's important to give people their flowers before it's too late. And I got that opportunity with my grandfather, and it helped me immensely with my coping. I still grieve him, as you can tell, it still hurts. But being able to tell him what he meant to me while he was still here and sharing those moments with him was everything. And so I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to do that. And I wanted you to have an opportunity to know how much we love you, because I've realized in our friendship, Lee, that I know how much you mean to me, but I never realized until recently how much I mean to you. And, to know that you consider me a friend the way that you've been a friend to me is everything, because I always feel like I haven't done enough. Like, I wish I could call you every day. I wish I could text you every day. And I'm so bad at that. Thank God for Tim, because Tim is so good at that. But I think of you all the time and your beautiful smile. And, I just absolutely love you and cherish you. So this is my gift to you, and the gift from so many people who you've impacted and who love you as much as I do, and maybe even more. I don't even know if it's possible, but we just love you. So please
I love you too.
Just be ready to just accept and glow and just feel all this love you're going to get tonight, because this is just a portion, and I know you know it, how many people love you. So let's get ready for our next guest, because she spoke to me today and she's like, I want to make sure that I'm on your first group. So, and she was ready to curse me out, and she knows how to talk shit, but she is a member of my Podfest family. She and I are really close and we love each other, which is once again made possible by you, Lee. So let's bring on Paula, Miss Talk Shit with P.
Oh my God.
Paula, so good to see you.
Lee, your smile, like just watching you talk has just been making me smile so hard. Like you have such an infectious smile, a beautiful smile. Oh my God. Okay, I'm shaking. Uh, and this normally doesn't happen to me because, I talk shit a lot. So I should be good at this. But first of all, Shannon, congratulations. You finally did the damn thing. I'm so proud of you. And look at all the beautiful people who are showing up for you. So this is a testament of you as well. And hi, Tim. So I promised myself I was not gonna cry today because we're celebrating, but I'm very emotional, so I'm gonna try not to cry. But I wanna say, Lee, thank you. Because of you, I got Shannon. I got to meet her and hear a lot more about you and meet a lot other people who you have touched so deeply. And to just hear your story and journey has given me the strength to push on and keep going. Because if you are still doing the damn thing, who am I not to do, right? So thank you for that. And I didn't get to spend as much time with you at Podfest, but I'm so glad I at least got to be in your presence and to see you and to meet you in person. So thank you for giving us that chance to be able to do that. And on your Facebook, your bio says a lightning fan, and you really are that. You really are a lightning fan. And I want you to know, when you go, you are a legend. You have left a big impact behind. You are incredible. And all of us that get to be in your presence and get to hear about you and see you and feel you, you have impacted us in ways you probably will never know. As much as we tell you, you never get to feel the extent of how much that has. So though we bid you farewell, know that you carry the spirit of the lightning fan with you wherever you go, and you have inserted that into us. So for that, we will always be grateful for you. So thank you.
Thank you for the kind words, Paula. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being you, Lee, and thank you for bringing us a different side of the world. We keep focusing on the fucked up stuff, messed up stuff. We forget about the other side of the coin. So thank you for reminding us of that.
Mm-hmm. It's
My
so
pleasure.
truly like you impact people without even knowing it, just by being you. And I'm just glad that we can do this. This is not a goodbye. This is a see you later. And I actually look forward to getting to those gates and seeing your smile and getting one of your epic hugs again. Like, for real. Like, I can't wait to hug you and smile and greet you. Like, you better be there to greet me. I hope I end up there. I'm going to work hard so I can get up there so I can see you, Lee.
I think that's the one thing we're all going to look forward to, going up there. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to see Lee smile up there waiting for me. So thank you for giving us a different way of looking into that end of the life. So we appreciate that. And I just want to say that, Shannon, thank you for allowing us to celebrate this incredible human being. Thank you for giving us this space today to shower him with his flowers, because a lot of people want to celebrate people once they're gone, but to be able to celebrate him where you can hear all the amazing things that he has done, all the amazing people that he has touched, is incredible. So thank you as well, Shannon.
It's an absolute honor, Paula. Thank you so much for joining me. It means so much to me. I'm so glad I have you in my life, my girl. So let's see. Who do we bring on next? I say we go way, way, way back. How is that? This wonderful guest, I met her through CCA, Lee, just like I met you. She was part of our CCA Florida fam for a while. Then she decided to move out of Florida and leave us alone. But we go way back, and I know you've really impacted her, and she could not wait to join us and see you and say, I love you. So let's bring on Miss Riley.
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Hi, Riley. So good to see you.
It's so good to see you. And Shannon, thank you so much for putting this together. This is amazing. And it's unfortunate that it's such a heartbreaking thing. I didn't want to cry.
I know.
Lee, I just can't thank you enough for everything you did for this community. And yes, I did leave you guys in Florida, so I apologize. But New Mexico needed me, I guess. But your podcast, I mean, I know I met you before the podcast, but just the amount of people you brought together through that has been so game-changing. And getting to meet you and your wife at those conferences, and you guys are just such a light. And I know that's so cliche, like, oh, they lit up the room, but like truly your guys, both you and your wife's smiles have been so infectious, and it has made such a difference. And I know there's been so many times that I have had conversations with you about difficult things, and not recently. I feel like I definitely haven't been reaching out to a lot of people as I should, but I've thought about you constantly, even not seeing you on social media active, or even if I've not been active, and you've always been on my mind. And to say that when I saw the post about you going on hospice, I was floored. I had no idea. And, you know, it hurt me to be like, you know, I got that out of touch to not even be checking in with you. So that was a punch to the gut. And it's going to be tough in this community to lose someone that had such a voice that you have, and you weren't afraid to use it. And you weren't afraid to uplift other people, to encourage them to use the voice that they had. And I just hope you truly are understanding and can hold on to the difference that you have made to everybody. And you truly are such an amazing person and such a blessing, I know in my life, but to everyone's lives that you have encountered. You really have been such a blessing.
Thanks, Riley.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you, and I appreciate the kind words. I truly do.
Good. Yeah, no problem.
I love you, Riley, and I miss you. We need to catch up soon.
Yes. I love you.
Love you.
But I'm gonna go ahead and leave room for someone else to come in. But Lee, I do love you, and I'm thinking about you.
I
And
love you too.
okay,
I'm so
love you
honored,
guys.
Riley. I love you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to bring on another person. Well, two people who are amazing. Also met them through CCA. They have so much love for you, and I don't think you even know the impact you have had on these two beautiful women, Lee. So let's bring on Miss Paula and Lara.
Yay!
Hi, Lee.
There's my friends.
Happy Mardi Gras,
Happy
honey.
Mardi Gras.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
We got dressed up for you. We were going to do a call earlier in the week, and I apologize that we weren't able to talk. You know, we're as survivors. Things happen, right? So we just roll with the punches. But I'm so grateful for Shannon putting this together. I'm so proud of you, Shannon. What a way to honor someone who has been so influential in all of our lives. And Lee, you know how we feel about you. And I want to share this story with everybody. There's two people that have really impacted me. And when I say that, I also mean Lara. Lara and we are celebrating 38 years together this year in March. On March 17th is our 38th year anniversary. And
Amazing.
I met you, Lee, the year I was of my colorectal cancer surgery and resection. And I met you at the CCA conference, and you and Candace Henley, both of y'all came and grabbed me. And you know, I never used to at that time, and I can't believe we're talking years now. I didn't have like a spiritual sort of. I was like, but I know now. I've seen a lot of things. I've managed to be so blessed to still be here at this moment. To say that my mind is, I have a different perspective of how things work. I believe things happen for a reason. I believe I met you that day for a reason. And I want to thank you because when you came up to me, you didn't come up to me just to say hi. You came up to me and said, you need to share your story, but you need to share your story about being LGBTQ in this space and what your partner's gone through. And nobody had talked to me about that. You did. And you asked us to come on your podcast. You did a Pride with us. And that really was in a time where I was still going through some things, and you know that too. And you have just been the spark of my advocacy from day one.
Absolutely. Changed so many lives, more than you'll probably ever realize. And we just love you so much, and just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for everybody. I just feel so much love right now for you from everybody, and it's a beautiful thing.
It is. So
It is.
We are, please forgive me. We are, sorry.
Got it.
We are so blessed to be on this call. We are so grateful for the influences that you've had. We are so grateful that we're able to sit here and say that we are going to carry on your legacy and your advocacy. And look at you, advocacy. You're doing your advocacy work right here on this call. Yes, we need to talk about hospice care. We have a friend in hospice care, and she says the same thing you said tonight. I think people have a different idea of what it is. And so why don't we talk about this in the spaces we're in? Your advocacy continues, and I promise you, with every breath I have, and I know Laura will too, we'll honor your legacy. Thank you for celebrating us. Thank you for seeing us. Thank you for everything that you do and that you will continue to do. We love you, and we wish you peace and grace as you enter this next beautiful stage, because we don't even know. It's going to be amazing. We love you. Thank you. Happy Mardi Gras. Oh, we have a song for you too. Hold on. Because I have to be here getting treatment, so we're not going to Mardi Gras. I'm turning 55 next Sunday. We were gonna go for my birthday, but we're gonna stay here, and I'm gonna do my treatment and get better. So we'll go to Mardi Gras next year. So we're gonna sing a little Mardi Gras song for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when those saints go marching in, I wanna be in that number, yes, when the saints go marching in. Everybody go, love you, Lee. Wow, thank you, Shannon.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you. I love you. Oh my God,
I
I'm so
love you.
honored that you joined me. I love you. And thank
I
you
love
for bringing
you
the
both.
party. This is supposed to be a celebration and happiness, not one of sadness. These are tears of joy, Lee, that I'm able to witness how many people love you with me. And it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna go back, way back again, way back to somebody that you probably haven't been in touch with in a while. She was one of your first guests on your colon cancer podcast. She was actually, I don't think anybody knows this, but when I was first diagnosed and I had my oncology visit, and I was scared, and I had to look through my pathology report, and I felt like I was alone. I did a Google search, and I came across this beautiful woman's blog, and I emailed her because of the fact that she gave me hope in those first moments when you don't know what the fuck to do. Excuse my language, especially 29. You're like, what do I do? And I'm trying to figure it out. And I saw her blog, and I read her entire blog, her entire journey that night. And I emailed her, and she emailed me back. And then cancer took over, and we lost touch. And then I'm at a CCA conference. I don't even remember which one. It might have been Miami, because we go way back. And I'm standing at a table, and I look to my right, and I'm like, I know you. And she's looking at me. She's like, who are you? And I'm like, you're Grace. And she's like, yes. Who are you? And I'm like, I emailed you. I read your blog. You're the first person I met. You made me realize I'm not alone. So let me bring on the beautiful, gorgeous Grace Solarosa, who has also become my friend and who you mean the world to. Hey, Grace.
Hey, Grace. So good
Lee.
to see you.
We haven't talked in a long, long time, but you've always been on my heart, like what Shan said. I was very honored to be a part of the beginnings of your podcast. And I was just really excited, not just for us, but for you as well, to be able to see you shine and doing what you love doing and keeping our community connected and just bringing hope to all of us, bringing inspiration to all of us through all of the guests that you provided for all of us to listen to. And I felt like the more and more you did it, the better and better it got, the more vulnerable people were willing to get. And for that, I'm really grateful to have been a part of your life and for you to touch mine as well, Lee. I really appreciate you.
Likewise, Grace. I really
Yes.
appreciate you, and it's great to see you. Thanks
Wonderful.
for the kind words.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. I don't want to take up too much time here because you were right, Shan. There's only 10 people that can fit, I guess, on the thing. And so I kept trying. It was like, I felt like I was trying to win a radio station gift or something. I got to keep calling in.
Who knew my first episode would be like that, huh?
I know, what a blessing, right?
What happened? Look at this.
For
Grace.
you to do this and to carry on the legacy that Lee started up for all of us in the cancer community. I just am so honored to be a part of this podcast and to say hello again, Lee. And I will never say goodbye. I will see you again in another energy form.
Yes.
And I will look out for you and look out for me when you're up there and come through me.
Yes.
You know, over the years, I've learned that there is such a thing as life everlasting, life ever after. We just transmute from this position just back to where we were originally. So you'll feel much more comfortable when you're able to.
Messages through Grace, please.
Yes, come through me, please. And I
watch
will.
Blue Couch chat from up there. You know,
Yes.
my grandfather and my grandmother and all my loved ones, Lee. And just, send me messages through Grace because I'm open to everything. I know you're going to send me messages. I am open to them and I can't wait.
Yes.
So we'll talk about how you're going to communicate with me and what you're going to send me so I know it's you. But we'll talk about that because I love you so much. And I know that our friendship, it transcends worlds and realms. And it is for always, forever and beyond. I keep saying that to you and I mean it. Like, my friendship is never going to go away. The love I have for you is never going to go away. I love you as much as I love my grandfather, and he was my best friend. And that says a lot. You remind me of him so much in so many ways, and even in how you're dealing with this now. And that is a huge, huge compliment coming from me because my grandfather was my everything. And he was my best friend, and we could talk without talking. So, you are right there with my top man in my life.
Thank you.
Grace, thank you. I'm honored.
Thank you.
Yes, Lee.
One of the things that, one of the challenges that I experience now is a lot of fatigue. So this has been absolutely amazing. I think this body has about 5 more minutes left in it before I need to crash for a little bit. So I just want to let you know that. But this has been beyond words. I have no words. I have no words.
Wow, I have Lee Silverstein, Mr. Podcaster, Hall of Fame, speechless. Wow, that is an honor, Lee. I'm so glad that this is exactly what I wanted to give you. It's the biggest gift I could ever think of. So just hold on for 5 more minutes because I have a big group of people who want to say hello to you. So that's perfect timing. And then you can always come off and then just watch us while you lay down. But we're going to continue to have these messages for you so you can watch them or listening to them as, when you're ready. All right. Okay. So I'm not going to stop until everybody's able to come on. So I don't know how long we're going to go. We're going to just go as long as we can go for Lee. I love you, Lee. So let me bring on this group of amazing people who could not wait to join us.
Oh.
Hey, Lee. I know you really wanted to be here, and I know it just didn't work out to join us in Orlando this weekend with the Man Up to Cancer guys, but we are all here. We're watching you on the TV just to prove it. And we love you, and we're just all here, and just want to say we love you so much, Lee, and you're here in spirit with us. We know that. We're seeing your face, still smiling, or seeing you on TV. And I just want to say something personally first. I know we've talked a lot, so I'm not going to rehash anything that I've already said. But I just want you to know, when I was looking for a liver donor, you had me on your podcast. I don't think you were doing it regularly then, but you jumped right up and said, let's record an episode. I have had at least 4 people contact me about liver transplants because they heard the episode on your podcast. And so you are making such an impact and will continue to make an impact beyond, I think, what any of us can imagine, because I know for the 4 people that contacted me, there's probably a dozen others who I don't even know of who listened to that and are now pursuing this and hopefully getting cured, all because you took the time to welcome me on and let me share what I was going through and my story. So I'm going to shut up and pass my phone around so other guys can say hi to you really quick.
Hey, Lee, thanks for seeing you again today.
You look familiar. Wait,
A little, huh? Look who showed up.
You were in my house a few hours ago.
I know, right?
Oh,
what's up, Lee? I came all the way down from New York just to hang out with these guys and then see your face too.
Oh, that's awesome, Michael. So good to see you.
You as well, Lee.
Adam.
Yeah, hey,
there you go,
Lee.
Adam. Yep. We talked that over.
Hey, Lee, it's Don Helgeson coming to you from
Don.
British Columbia. I came down to Florida as well.
Great to see you, buddy.
This is absolutely incredible. Lee, you've made such a difference. And my wife and I just recently listened to your podcast with Trevor, and your words of wisdom are incredible. And we thank you every day for everything you've done. We love you, brother.
Thanks, buddy. I love you.
Hey, love you, Lee. Good seeing you again. Hey, girlfriend, how are you? Hey, Lee, we love you, man. We love you too.
Love you too.
Hey, Lee, thanks. The reason I'm here is because of you from the day in Sloan. When I barely got out of this hospital bed just to see you.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
Good to see you, Tom.
Hey, Lee, I just saw you in
Brian.
Orlando a couple weeks ago, and you know what? In person, there was a love aura around you, and even on this TV here, you can just feel your loving spirit, and it's really moving. And
made a great Dolorosa too.
But love you, Lee.
Love you too, buddy.
Love you, Lee. Yeah, this is awesome. It's just amazing. I just really love the time with the Wolves.
Love you too.
All right, man. Well, I know I was waiting quite a while to get in, so I'm going to let everybody else get there, but we're all just going to say, love you, Lee.
Hey, Tim, can I crash the after party? Can there be an after party? Because I want to be at the after party.
Well, Sunday we need to be out of here at 10, so we can make it happen.
There's a hot tub out there.
I love you.
Okay. Love you guys. Take care.
You
Take
too.
care.
Real quick, head of the Podfest family, I need to bring him on real quick before you go, Lee, because he said, you tell me the date, the time, and I'll be there. And I know he's busy, and I know how much you mean to each other. So let's bring Chris to the stage.
Chris.
What's up, Lee? How you doing, brother?
Hey, buddy. So good to see you.
It's been amazing to watch. Shannon, you've done such a great job. The two of you guys have been amazing putting this on. I do want to share a story, a quick one. When I started Tampa Bay Business Owners, so Lee and I know each other from a whole previous community before Podfest. And I remember he said to me, Chris, I found this process where you could connect people unlike any other process. And I said, that's great, Lee. He goes, no, I bought you a ticket. You're going to come with me so I could show you the process. It was a chamber event. And Lee showed up. And then he said to me within 5 minutes, he goes, I got to go. This was for you. And then he left. And he bought a ticket for himself and myself. And That's what now is the world's largest influencer meet greet. We've transferred it to Podfest, but that's a process that Lee found, and he wanted me to learn from it. And Lee, as I'm watching this, you're also teaching us about hospice. And one thing that has come through is you've never stopped teaching us all about different things. And I honor you for the teacher that you are. And I just want to tell you that Katie and I, and obviously everybody around us, we love you and Linda. And I think this is just such a special night. So Shannon, this has been amazing
Truly
to
is.
watch. So I love you, brother. It's been great to watch all the amazing people you've touched.
I
Chris,
love you too, Chris.
do you see how much Podfest taught me to just do it, right?
That's it. You just we have a saying: start ugly, just get it done. And Lee, you and Lee had an experience. I did an event at the Amalie Arena, which was a dream of mine. It's where his favorite hockey team played, the Lightning. And we were able to thread the needle, Lee and I, and he was able to talk to Jeff Vinnick, the owner of the team, and tell him how much he loves the team. And that's one of my highlights as someone that's produced events, that moment. It was incredible.
It was.
So I have a lot of moments. This is another one, but thank you for keep teaching us. The whole hospice thing, I'm learning, and you're always teaching. So just want to let you know I love you, brother.
I love you too, buddy.
Chris, I'm honored that you joined me so much, and thank you for everything that you do at Podfest. Lee was right in urging me to go.
He does that with everybody. He urged me to go somewhere. He urged you to go. He connects energies. He's an amazing human being.
He does. And I have to tell you, when I made that commitment last week, I had no idea how I was going to pull this together. I had no idea how ugly it was going to be, but I think it looks pretty good.
No, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. So congrats.
Thank you.
Love you, Lee. Good night.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Love you. So I'm going to bring on somebody real quickly who told me that she had one special interaction with you, and you have impacted her for her entire life going forward. And she felt seen and she felt appreciated for something that people don't normally appreciate about her that makes her so special and why I love her. So I understand, and I'm so glad you told her what you did. Let's bring on Amanda.
Hi. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Amanda.
Hi. Lee, we only had one interaction in person, but it changed my life. It really changed my life. Because do you remember what you said to me?
Spunky.
Yes. Yes. And you were like, I like her. And then you said, don't ever change. And that's something that I've told so many people already, because not everybody likes my spunkiness, as I'm sure you could see the other side to things. But I've gotten a lot of comments. You're a pain in the ass. You're loud. You're this. And I'll never forget that you said that to me, Lee. I never will. It changed my life. So thank you.
So glad.
Amanda, I have to tell you that Lee is totally right. And your spunkiness is something that is unique to you, and that makes you memorable to everyone. And it makes you take up a room. So don't let anybody ever make you feel like you need to be small to make them feel comfortable. Right, Lee?
Absolutely.
Don't kill your energy and your vibe, girl, because I felt your energy and vibe before I even met you in person. And then when I met you in person, I was like, so, and Lee, I met Amanda in person because of you when you were at Podfest.
Yeah.
I went to go observe that area, and she's there. And I'm like, I'm just letting you know, you don't have to move. I'm not asking you to move. I don't want to be rude, but you're going to be inundated with a bunch of people. And I explained the situation. And she was so gracious about it. And then I realized who she was. And I was like, oh my God, you're Amanda. And it was a whole big thing. So that's how
It was. It was. And Shannon, I am so proud of you for this. I love that you're doing this whole thing. I absolutely love that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm so honored that you're here. I love you.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have missed it. Thank you, Lee, for everything.
Thank you.
You're such an inspiration in every aspect.
I appreciate it.
And I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Shannon, I need to go.
No problem. Understandable.
This has been beyond overwhelming in a very good way. I love you so much.
I love
and
you.
I'm so
Love you,
proud of
Haley.
you. And this is a memory that I will take with me forever.
Well, we're not done. We're going to keep going. I'm sad that you have to go, but I totally understand, as you know. And I appreciate you pushing through to be here for so long. I mean, we've been at this for an hour and a half almost, Lee. So I really appreciate. We have some very special guests who are going to come on, and they're going to share their love for you so you can see it and you can have it. We're not ending until everybody shares their love. And I also want to tell you that the commitment that I've made for my YouTube, you're going to love this, is that everyone has a story to share, just like what you told me. And so anyone who reaches out to share their story with me, no matter what stage, no matter what role, no matter the impact, I want them to share their story and I will not turn them away. That is my promise.
Great.
And that is because of you.
Great. Thank you for everything. I love you.
I look forward to seeing you soon, whether here or whether on the other side. You make me look forward to going to the other side, but I won't rush it, I promise. But I'm not fearful of it because I know I'll be able to see you and love on you some more. I love you, Lee, and please give Linda my love.
You. I certainly will.
So, Tim, can I bring on another special guest that we go way, way back to as long as I've known Lee? And he was one of the first people I met in Miami at the CCA conference when I was 29 and I was scared. Actually, I was 31. It was 2 years after my diagnosis and I had no idea what to do. I was lost. And this guy said, you need to be in Colon Club. You need to be an advocate. You need to do all these things that I had no idea what he was talking about. But he has been an amazing friend to me. And he is looking dapper as always in his beautiful hat. So let's bring on Dave Dubin.
Good to be here.
I am honored that you are here, Dave. I was hoping to get you on before Lee left, but it's been so many people, and I just want everyone to have their time with no time limits because this is so important.
It's probably just as well because, I think I was a guest on Lee's podcast back in the back in the 90s when it was still dial up, and I think we got knocked off like half a dozen times. And, I remember him saying to me, he's like, Dubin, don't ever start your own podcast because you suck at this. And, I listened to everyone else and he was all, encouraging to everybody. With me, he was saying to not do it. And look what happened. I did it anyway. And I will say this, rooting against the Lightning will no longer be as fun. I mean, that's literally our communication over the last God knows how many years that has been, whenever the Lightning would beat up on my Devils or my Islanders, I would always, of course, hear it from him. But whenever we beat the Lightning, I made sure to stick it to him just as much.
Well, I heard his podcast interview with Trevor. He's still been going to games. So you still have some time to keep that rivalry up.
I will.
And I don't know how he could tell you to not do a podcast when you have that epic voice. Like, I love your voice so much. I can listen to your voice 24 hours a day, like truly.
And the hat.
Right?
A pretty dapper hat there.
I got back from work and I jumped on this and I've been sitting in this outfit. I haven't peed in an hour and a half. And this is something I'm doing just for you guys. So I hope you appreciate it. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. Not that my bladder would appreciate it, but I would do it again for you if you wanted me to.
It's okay. I told Tim, I'm like, I'm drinking a bunch of stuff I haven't eaten all day. And I'm literally wearing Depends in case I have to pee, although my bathroom's like right there. But so I'm right there with you, Dave. But I want to tell you.
The amount of crying you've been doing, you can't have any fluid left in your body.
I know, and I've been trying to hold back. I took a Klonopin. Like, I'm going to lie. I took a Klonopin right before because Tim knows I was having panic attacks. I I knew it was going to be emotional. It's hard, but Dave,
It is
I have
hard.
you. You have been an instrumental friend to me through these years, even when we're not in contact all the time. I think of you often with so much love for you and Robin and the work that you're doing. And I am so honored that you are on here tonight because I know you are so busy because you do so much. And I do want to say that I would love for you to be on my show because we go way back and you're a huge part behind this too. You helped me to realize that I had a story and not to be scared. And you guided me through when I really needed a friend.
Talk about not being scared. You showed up like you like landed at what, LaGuardia or whatever, found your way from like through the Bronx to Jersey. So you are scared of nothing. And I never expected anything less from you. So happy to be on your podcast anytime you want. Just do me a favor, make it a short message and send me an invite.
We'll do it on your schedule. Well, I'm going to try to do Fridays at 6 if that works for you, but we'll work around it. And I just want to say, do you know that I met you in 2023 at the Miami conference was when I met you with Candace.
Well, 2013, but yes.
2013, sorry, yes, 2013, over 10 years ago. Thank you for correcting me, 2013.
No.
Yeah.
That was the year I was the Sapphire Visionary Award for CCA, and it was that picture that we took. First of all, I don't know where your hand was, but it was definitely not visible, and we were all having a good time, and as it should be.
Can you please send me that picture? I don't know what picture you're talking about. Please send me that
Oh goodness, that picture has been circulated way too many times, and I'm sure Candace will send it to you, or Vanessa, or Trish. But
sounds good. I love it. Is that the big group photo?
The big group photo.
Oh, I have that. Do you know that there are people who were in that photo who I've been friends with on Facebook, but don't remember meeting at the conference because it was just so overwhelming that I don't think I met everybody that was there. So now, like, I met Trish when I went to Colon Club, and I'm like, wait, you're in this photo. I met you in 2013. And it was like this whole like moment. It was crazy. So I love you, Dave, and thank you so much for all you're doing. I definitely want to spotlight you on a show so we can share your work because it is so important.
Always. All right, I'll leave some room for others.
Love you.
Good stuff, guys.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Oh,
all right, see. Shannon.
Oh gosh, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay.
Shannon, should we remind people what we're doing here?
Yes.
Why are we here tonight? What's going on?
Tim, thank you for being co-host. I love you for it. This is why we're a great team. I get so wrapped up in all of this awesomeness. I'm overwhelmed by it. It was not expected that I had this much support. So thank you. So I am here. This is my inaugural episode, the premiere of Blue Couch Chat, which has been years in the making. I was urged for years by my friend Lee Silverstein to do this, although it was completely something that I never thought I would ever do. He told me that I had a story and I had a voice and that it needs to be heard. So this is what's happening. And luckily enough, I'm able to have Lee, as promised, as my first guest before he's gone. He's currently on hospice. So this is not a celebration of me or Blue Couch Chat. This is a celebration of Lee and his awesomeness and just how many people he has impacted in so many different communities that he's been a part of. And just by being him and being selfless. And, if you want to join us live, just hit us up in the chat and we'll send you the link so you can join us live, because I definitely want to give everyone a chance to say how much Lee means to them. He had to leave because he's tired, not in pain, but he did push through to be here. And so I want him to have all of these messages that he can listen to and watch over and over and over again, because he is so loved. And I am so honored and amazed by the outpouring of love, not just for me, but for Lee. This is all about Lee tonight. So thank you guys. And you guys in the green room, I know you've been waiting for so long. We've been at this for an hour and a half. This is crazy. But I appreciate you being so patient and just waiting for the opportunity to talk and to share, because often we don't have this opportunity to tell our loved ones or our friends how much they mean to us while they're here. And it's so important that we get to do this, not just for them, but also for us. And I know that because I got that with my grandfather. And that's what I wanted to create here tonight for all of us. So let's bring on our next guest, right, Tim?
Let's do it.
I say you choose it. Do the lotto. We have amazing people all here. So choose
All right.
somebody.
I'm going to pick this random person.
Hey,
Welcome.
I'm so glad to be in a celebration of life for Lee. I don't even know how it happened. Like, I saw this thing, it said Lee and it said this and come in. I don't know, but I figure that was divine intervention, because I don't even look at the stuff. I don't know how it happened. But to tell Lee his kindness, his advocacy, and his leadership. I remember meeting him, and he seemed to be the MC of the room when I met. That aura, which you still have, Lee, and we got to talking, and I'm now 21 years stage 3C colorectal cancer survivor, and I was given a horrible prognosis, but I thought I want to work and do cancer yoga with cancer patients. And Lee said, "Oh, I want you on my podcast." And, of course I was nervous, but it was such a natural conversation. And then I thought, okay, one and done. But no, Lee kept posting it over and over and over again. And then I actually started to believe in myself, like maybe I have something to say and something to do. But I'm grateful. I am grateful that it all worked out. And we're all walking each other home. We're all here for one breath. And so today is a good one. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. It is an absolute honor to have you on here tonight, Jean. And I'm so glad you saw the message, because I couldn't tag him, because then he would know about this wonderful surprise. So I had to do everything in stealth mode. So I'm so glad that you're able to join us tonight. It has been an honor. And you're right, Lee encourages us. He is just so special. And I'm just so glad that you could join us in this special moment for him. I'm just so grateful. And I definitely would love to have you on Blue Couch Chat when you're ready. And congratulations on being 21 years. That is freaking amazing. I'm 12 and that's amazing, but 21, like, you're amazing. So
well,
thank
I just want to tell you that I have Zoom but today, because this is my third Zoom and I have one more, and it is, I call it Fuck Cancer. Fuck Cancer Zoom. I tell fuck cancer jokes, and I want to get that off the ground, because like we get hysterical laughing. So that's my next Zoom. And so, and this is really Lee's impact, because he believes anybody can do anything and just do what you love. And so that's a celebration of life for Lee. Thank you, Lee.
And I would love to have you do a Fuck Cancer episode one Friday, a Fuck Cancer Friday. That sounds pretty catchy. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
I love you.
Me too. Thanks.
Who's next, Tim? I think we should bring on our wonderful, let's see. I'm trying to choose. It's so hard. Dave Jackson or Michael Holtz? I'll let you choose, Tim. Oh, Dave's over here. What's Michael doing to you?
Hi, Dave.
Thank you. I have something at 7. I'm like, please pick me. Please pick me. Oh.
I saw you waving your arm.
Yeah. Oh, here's the thing I love about it is we put Lee on the screen. What's he do? He starts teaching immediately. I was like, it looks like somebody imitating Lee Silverstein. Of course he's going to like, well, let me tell you about hospice. And I'm like, of course he is. That's so Lee about that. And my other favorite thing, when I interviewed Lee when he first started his show, I love the fact that he had a story. I forget which agency he reached out to, like one of the big ones, like, hey, I'm doing this thing for cancer. And they're like, yeah, whatever, podcasting, schmodcasting. And like, I don't know how long it was later that they're like, hey, remember us? Like, and Lee's like, yeah, get away, kid, you bother me. And I think he actually partnered with him. I just thought it was such a great story that he had this idea, he ran with it, couldn't get anybody to really jump on board. Didn't stop him at all. And in the end, they're like, hey, we're ready to partner now. So I love that. So, and I was sitting here smiling. I'm like, of course Lee is gonna like sit here and teach us all about hospice because it's Lee Silverstein. So
Yes.
I thank you so much for that. And can I give you some free podcast advice?
Of course.
In about a month and a half, you're gonna hate Blue Couch Chat as a name because nobody knows what that means. You need a tagline, girl. You need something like Blue Couch Chat : something that explains what it is.
It's Blue Couch Chat, the safe place to talk about your shit.
There we go. But are you always, do you talk about anything or you're really talking about cancer?
It's really about cancer, but it's also just
Yeah.
the shit that comes with it, the shit of life.
There you go. I would put a safe place to talk about cancer and the shit that comes along with it. Because you got to have the word cancer in there or nobody's going to find you. And I want people to find you.
Thank you. I will take your free advice any day because it's great advice.
But that's really, I'm going to keep it short and just Lee, if you see this later, buddy, it was so great seeing you. And the one thing that, like, Lee's my brother in podcasting. And the minute he gets on, if he's not teaching people about hospice, he's like, you need to start a podcast. There's a great documentary on YouTube that Chris made called The Messengers, a podcast documentary. And Lee is the guy that named that. Because we're like, what are we going to call it? We couldn't come up with a name of anything. And Lee goes, well, we're all messengers. And we're like, that's the name of the thing. He's like, yes, let's call it The Messengers. So of course he named it. So if you haven't seen that yet, he's in it a bit. And yeah, so as he's sitting here still being this giant advocate for podcasting, I'm like, that's why I love that dude. So Lee, I love you. And I too will see you on the other side, wherever that is. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm so happy to hear he's not in pain. That made this, I was like, oh, okay. Thank you, God. So, all right. But with that, I will say peace out and congratulations, Shannon. I don't know how long it took you. You said it took you a while, but you're doing it.
I'm a planner and I'm a perfectionist. I studied architecture. So, I plan before I execute. That's what I'm taught to do. That's what I naturally do. So I had this whole studio plan. I bought my furniture, my blue couch, my background, my everything. And it's sitting in my other room. And then I had a flood in my bedroom. So my other room, so supposed to be my studio, is full of crap that I had to move into that room. And so I literally put this together on a wall, a small little wall in my bedroom and a desk, and I'm doing it because it has to be done. And like I said, Dave, one thing that we say at Podfest is just do it and do it dirty if it's dirty. But I still think it came up pretty good for something to put together in a week.
Absolutely. So, I started in a basement next to a water heater with a pipe behind me that I was just praying nobody would flush the toilet. So you start where you are and you go from there. So
I'm going to show you something. That wall right there is my bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
That wall right there is my closet.
You're looking good. But I know people that have thought about doing a podcast for years, and you're actually doing it. So congrats on that. And you all have a great evening. And it's amazing to see just the legacy here that is, Lee Silverstein. So thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining us. I'm honored. Thank you, Dave. We'll be in touch. And I am going to bring on the amazing, amazing friend that I met for the first time in Podfest, who was our guest live and who talked shit with us on a very difficult freaking
Lots of
day.
shit on that show.
Yes. And, we've been through shit. He knows what it's like to go through shit, but he does it with so much humor, so much transparency, so much realness, so much grace, and can give great advice. And he's just amazing. Plus, like so many of our guests tonight, he has that freaking Podfest, that podcaster voice and that video live streamer personality and energy and aura. And I just fell in love with him the moment that we met, and he got us through a really difficult night. And I just have to say thank you. So let's bring on the very special Michael Holtz. I appreciate you for being so patient, but now you have all the time in the world to say everything you want to say. And I'm just so grateful for you and honored that you're here.
No, thank you for having me. It's an honor for me to be here and to, once again, because we did get to see Lee at PodFest, but to thank Lee for his legacy. And I am 100% certain I wouldn't be a podcaster myself if it weren't for Lee. And I've known Lee since 2015 when I was diagnosed in 2012 with stage 3B rectal cancer. And as I explained on showing up last week, really started sharing my story immediately. But there weren't a lot of people, there weren't the kind of resources that there are today of people sharing their stories. And so when I discovered these podcasts, I was like, oh my God, other people are talking their shit. And then I got to be on it. I was like number 7, and then I was on like episode number 100. So I got to do his podcast twice, which was a huge honor. But his legacy is incredible. I mean, Shannon, you've talked about the wave, and yeah, that wave is huge. The ripple effects will last forever. And there are podcasters who are podcasters because of Lee. There are people who are talking shit because of Lee. There are, people who are going to learn about hospice and palliative care because of Lee. Yeah, it's incredible. So I know he had to leave and rest, but I just want to say, Lee, I love you. And yeah, I can't wait to be in that party on the other side, wherever that is.
Yes.
It's going to be a ginormous gathering. So.
Right? Like, I'm actually looking forward to it. Like, I'm no longer afraid because I know that I'm going to have so much love and happiness and such a big smile and an epic hug greeting me, And
absolutely.
Michael, like, I have to say, the way that Lee is handling this, I almost feel guilty because he makes it easier for us to deal with the situation, right? Like,
it does.
Like,
and I hope when my time comes, whenever that is, that I go out with as much dignity and grace in class and teaching every step of the way as well. I really, that has been amazing to see.
Yes. I mean, he is an advocate. He is a supporter. He is a friend. He is a light through and through to the end and beyond. And, I'm going to put this out here that I have this great wave tattoo, which, you know the meaning of. I did share it. But now there's even more meaning in it. And I now need to somehow put the We Have Cancer logo in that tattoo, because now that wave that I'm riding is not just the ups and downs of life, but it's that wave that Lee and you and those around me have created for me to ride on and push through and to advocate and share my story. Like, now that tattoo has even more meaning. And
I think you need to put Lee on a surfboard on that wave. How about that?
I said with a smile, a huge smile. You're so right. You're so right. Or basking on the beach or something.
Right.
Something in Linda. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to plan that. I need to reach out to my tattoo artist, Nico, because he's the best. I do want to share while you're on here this message right here. Sui Saki Bar, loving this, Shan. Sue is my ride or die. She is my cousin. She is more than a cousin. She is a sister to me. She is my sister, and I love her so much. And we have supported each other so much throughout her lifetime. And she is actually the creator of my theme song. She put that together so quick.
Nice.
Like, like within like an hour, I think she created it, and it was so freaking perfect. And I had to give her a huge shout out because I love her so much. And here she is showing up for me and showing me love and support from Jamaica. I love you, Sue. You mean the world to me. I hope you know that. And we will talk later. I'm going to call you on WhatsApp. But I love you, girl. And thank you so much for that amazing theme. It is so perfect. I can't tell you enough.
Well, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud that you were able to pull this off and have this moment. And I can't wait to come back and talk shit on your blue couch.
Oh, for sure. You are welcome on my blue couch anytime. I love talking shit with you. I love talking non-shit with you. So, it's just great spending time with you, Michael. And you have definitely a special place in my heart. Like, my heart has like special places that each person takes up and that nobody else fits in. I'm sure you understand that.
I do.
And I never knew that my heart was so big that I could love so many people so immensely. All of this has just taught me so much about myself and helped me to grow. And meeting you and the support that you gave on that awful, horrible, beautifully
shitty day.
beautiful night, it will forever remain one of my favorite memories. As bad of a moment that it was also a beautiful moment because we truly had each other's back.
Likewise,
And
absolutely.
I don't know if you know, but this is the first time in my life that I've ever gone through something like this and actually had support. In all my years of being a survivor or losing family and friends. So I thank you for being there. You've been there for me more than my own family. So you are my family, Michael. I mean it.
I'm honored. And it was our time in Orlando together was amazing. And we had to give a shout out to Zach too, because we had a great evening with Zach Demopoulos as well. So yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of Zach.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zach, Shannon, should I play the video from Zach?
Yes, please, because he couldn't
while we're all here.
do it with Michael here. So
Yeah,
it's like dinner all over again.
Exactly.
Too bad I don't have dessert for dinner tonight. I should do that again. I haven't eaten all day. I've been so anxious. But Michael, thank you for everything.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Here we go. Here is Mr. Zach.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry I can't be there live. I'm on grandfather duty, and you don't want to see that. They're fantastic. They're just like all over the place, and there's no way I can sit down and be on a screen this evening. So just wanted to send a quick video. Thank you, Shannon, for this invite. I really appreciate it. I did want to say a couple of words about my good dear friend Lee. I love you, brother. And I just wanted to actually tell a quick story. Lee is one of the first people I met at Podfest in 2017, 7 years ago. And I literally walked off the elevator going to the first night mixer. Back then, it was only about 200 people. And it was a hotel lobby bar full of people. Nobody's wearing badges. I didn't know who was with Podfest, who wasn't. And I literally froze. I have a little bit of social anxiety, and so I was kind of very nervous. And I know a lot of people find that hard to believe, but I was about to turn around and go back up to my room and say, I'll just go to the general session tomorrow and maybe meet people there. But instead, I locked eyes with this incredible fella wearing his goatee, standing by the bar. And he motions for me to come over, and he recognized me from somewhere. And I walked over, and he goes, Zach, right? I go, yeah. And he goes, I'm Lee. And I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, we've talked, I think, on Twitter. It was something where we exchanged some conversation, and the rest is history. He and I spent the next 4 or 5 hours that night just sitting down, talking, getting to know each other. And we've really gotten to know each other over the 7 years. And I got to tell you, he's a brother from another mother. We have so many things that we have in common, and just enough different to make things spicy. So I treasure our friendship, and I am just so happy our paths have crossed. You're quite an inspiration and quite a good friend. You and your wife, Linda, have just been an incredible addition to our close, tight circle that Phyllis and I have. And we love you both. And thank you again for this opportunity, Shannon. This is amazing. I wish I could be there live.
Oh, I love that.
I held it together the entire time.
Wow.
What a way to end a beautiful night with the four of us, because Zach was still here in his own way.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I am so glad that Lee has a best friend like Zach. And we should all have a best friend like Zach. And I just want everyone who's been on here tonight and everyone who's going to watch the replay, I want you to know that I know this is hard. I know it's fucked up. I know it's shitty and it hurts. But we've been through this many times, but this is going to be one of the most painful losses we will ever experience in our community because of who Lee is and how big of a heart he has given all of us over the years. We've seen just a part of his impact. So I just want to say we're all in this together. We're all feeling this together. We will get through this together, and I am here for every single one of you. We have to pull together because this is going to be rough. It is already rough, and I am just so honored that everyone has joined me tonight and joined me in honoring Lee in the best way. This has been the most beautiful celebration of anyone I've ever seen while they're still here, and it's not his birthday. So I just want to say thank you. And I couldn't even keep up with the comments because I've just been trying to focus. My ADHD has been everywhere because people still wanted to try to come on. But I just want to say, especially Michael and Tim, I'm glad that we're ending this together because of that night that we shared, in Orlando. So I want you to stay on with me while I give my closing remarks that I didn't even prepare because this is me, this is the real thing. This is what I wanted. It's real and transparent. So I'm going to just speak shit off the cuff. Let's see where this goes and how it goes.
Do it.
So I just want to say, everyone, thank you for joining me, whether you join me live or you'll be watching the replay. This has been years in the making. This has been years of urging from my friend who saw something in me that I never even saw in myself and told me that I have a story and I have a voice. And I was fighting for years to have it heard, but was never given a platform. So I created one for myself. In creating this platform for myself, I want you guys to know that I love you all with all my heart, genuinely. Whether I've met you in person or not, we're all in this shitty shit together. And this is a safe place to talk about that shitty shit together because we don't always have that. I haven't had that. And I just want you to know that this that you've seen tonight, this outpouring of love for Lee, this is just how much I love everyone. I would do this for anyone. And this wouldn't have been possible without Lee. So I could not think of, he was supposed to be my first guest from when I said, yes, I'm going to do this. And that was like 3 years ago. I've had the Blue Couch chat reserved since like 2021. I've never done anything with it. And finally, because of Lee's situation, this has been put into motion. I was sitting there waiting to be ready for the perfect moment. And when the perfect moment came, I found myself ready. And I put this together in 1 week, what I've been trying to do, at least urging for about 8 years. So I just want you to know that if you're sitting there thinking about something that you want to do that's outside of your comfort zone, whatever it is, something that you couldn't see yourself doing, but you feel the reason to do it, there's that voice or there's somebody telling you to do it, go out of your comfort zone and do it because I never imagined that I would be able to do this with all the planning that I had done. And then I ended up doing it with no planning. And it came out more perfect than I could have imagined. So if somebody says to do it, just do the shit, whatever the F it is. And don't wait until it's too late, because as you see in my situation, it was almost too late. And I'm so grateful that we all got this opportunity to come together as a community, several different communities coming together as one community because of one amazing person and being able to celebrate him. This is not just about my inaugural launch of my YouTube that I've been putting together. This is the perfect way that I could ever think about starting. I'm sad that it's under these circumstances, but I'm glad that I was able to do this because love is the greatest thing of all. And not only that, but time is the most expensive thing in the world, but it's also free, but you never get it back. So I'm asking you, what are you going to be doing with the time that you've been given, whether you're fighting for it, whether it's been gifted to you, or whether you're just taking it for granted because you haven't had to face your mortality the way that we have? What are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do with your life? And how are you going to impact the world? And what is that one thing that you want to do that you're keeping yourself from doing? Because that's the only thing that can limit yourself is you. So I want you to think about that until next week, Friday. This was my impromptu, unscripted outro, just like the rest of the show has been unscripted. But I just look forward to seeing you next week. I appreciate you for being here, for watching me on the replay. Please click like, click love, click whatever. Please click subscribe. Please follow, and please share. I am doing this out of the goodness of my heart because I want to help other people by sharing my story and having people share their stories. And as I said, if you reach out to me on Blue Couch Chat at outlook.com or any of my socials, if you DM me or you put it in a comment, just make sure that I see it, because sometimes I spaz out, chemo brain. I'm going to call that card chemo brain. But just know that if you want to share your story, I am never going to tell you no, because every story has a purpose. Every person has a purpose. Every story needs to be heard, and everyone has wisdom and lessons that can help somebody else. So please reach out to me. I would love to have you as my guest. And my calendar is pretty open right now. I don't know what it's going to look like later. I hope it blows up. But I love you guys. I just want you not to miss out because of fear of missed opportunities or fear of missing out. I want you to FOMO, fully own my opportunities, like what I'm doing. And I also want you to goat, like Tim loves goats. See his background. Got to shout out the goat. Get out and thrive. Get out and thrive. Follow me and Tim. We're on Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer every Wednesday at 8 p.m. He's the host. I'm the co-host. Tonight we switched roles a little bit, but he still kind of had to help me a little bit because he's awesome and he's my friend. So catch us on that, and then catch me next Friday at 6 p.m. live. I will have a special guest who you kind of met tonight. So I love you all. I love you, Michael. I love you, Tim. Let's give a heart for Lee. And let's blow kisses to an amazing friend, an amazing person. And this is not alcohol, but cheers, Lee. And to you, Michael and Tim, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm so honored that you joined me. And once again, Michael, I am so glad you were the last guest, because this worked out so perfectly, because this is like, Orlando all over again. So thank you.
Absolutely. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you. Love you all. Get out and thrive.